It has now been almost 2 days since Valve released an update that has changed the skins market forever. As we take a look here at the 3 sentences hidden within the patch notes from their latest update, we can see they added the ability to trade 5 covert items into a knife or gloves. Because of this update, we've seen the largest drop off in the CS market in Counter-Strike history. We can take a look here. We're currently down around 35.94% from that all-time high, just over that $6 billion market cap. However, yesterday it was down around that $3.1 billion. We have rebounded about $700 million. However, we still are down almost 40%. When we take a look on the 7-day chart on a lot of these knives in CS2, we can see they're down around 60 to 80% depending on the knife and finish. This is a huge drop off in the market, which is definitely a potential buying opportunity for people that do think there is a great outcome in the future. When we take a look at some of the prices on knives previous to this update, we can take a look at something like the Navaja Fade. Around 14 days ago, it was selling in the $170 to $200 range. We can see here on the recent sales. A knife that was once $200 less than 2 weeks ago has now been sold into my inventory for $70. I picked up a 001 factory new float for $70 yesterday on a buy order on CS Float, less than half the price of less than 2 weeks ago. Also, something like a flip Doppler, I picked one up for $220, and when we take a look at the chart here, we can see it was selling for around $600 less than 2 weeks ago. I personally think there was an overreaction in the market, and we will see a large correction in the next few days back to some more stable pricing. I definitely don't think we'll hit anywhere near those all-time highs for a lot of these items due to them being more achievable in the game from Tradeups. However, even items like the Hydroponic, Hot Rod, Blue Phosphor, Gungnir, Dragonlore, we can see on the 7-day chart they're still all down over 10%. I personally think this is unjustified, as these weren't even impacted with the update. People are starting to put some hope back into the market. As we can see here, a lot of these higher tier items that weren't affected are going back up in price. The Icarus Fell is up 54% in the past 24 hours, something like the Butterfly Fade up 85% in the past 24 hours. This video was sponsored by Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is the best CS2 trading site with thousands of skins to choose from. Simply select the skins you don't want from your inventory, select the skins you do want, and press trade. You can get up to $5 completely free on your first trade if you use code Claude, as well as a 35% deposit bonus on your balance while using code Claude. If you don't have any skins in CS2 but want a free chance every day, they are always running 3 giveaways that are completely free to enter. Make sure to check them out with the link in the description below, and thanks again Skins Monkey for sponsoring the video. Something we need to highly consider is the way that Valve is pivoting towards the future of CS2, and I personally think one of those things will be another sealed terminal. As we can see here with the sealed Genesis terminal, we aren't able to unbox a knife. I personally think they've added the ability to craft up to a knife or gloves, since they will be releasing some more sealed terminals in the future. This does take away some gambling aspects, as some countries already cannot open cases due to the gambling factor that they do have. It's not only the gambling feature, it also allows Valve to hold more into the Steam market. If the prices on knives do come down, a lot more people will be selling some of those knives on the Steam market compared to third-party sites, since it will be under that $2,000 threshold. Because of this, Valve will be making more money on the fees that are in Steam. The reason why I personally think we'll pivot more towards these sealed cases in the future is due to the ability to pass on items that they do offer you. You have 5 options to pass, and at the end of it, you can still decline the offer without purchasing any of the items. They also are achievable by simply having CS Prime, and you do not have to pay to open one of these collections. We also have the Trade Protection update, which did come out a few months ago. Once again, this is pivoting people back towards the Steam market compared to third-party sites. The reason being is the trade protected items, you cannot modify or use them if you do purchase them on a third-party site for 8 days or trade with someone else. As we can see here, something like this Fever case, which I did buy on a third-party site, it is trade protected until October 30th. I cannot open it, and I cannot move it into a storage unit for that time. However, if we go over to the CS Armory here and purchase a fever case for these 2 stars, we can put it into our inventory and use it instantly. We can go over here to the inventory with this newest item, and we can see there's no message. It only says tradable or marketable after November 1st. However, we have the ability to put it into a storage unit, or we can unlock the container right away. Since we're here and we bought one of these, we might as well open it for the video and see what we can hit. Can we hit one of those covert slots or something that we can trade up to a knife in the future? And we do not. We hit a simple blue. It's not only cases that are affected from this update of the trade reversals, it's also items that you do purchase on third-party sites to use in simple trade-ups that you do want to attempt. As we can see here, this is the newest item that I just bought on a third-party site. Once again, it is trade protected until November 2nd. I can't do anything with this. I cannot move it to a storage unit, and I can also not use it as a trade-up. However, if we go to another item that I recently purchased for trade-ups, we can see here, we have the ability to use it in a trade-up simply because I bought it on the Steam Market. Once again, they're pivoting people towards buying and selling on the Steam Market, so you can instantly do things with that item. This update also had a major effect on trade-ups and how they're calculated for the different outcomes that you can hit. We can see here on this old trade-up, prior to the update, this trade-up would have cost $8, and we had a 100% chance to hit 2 different outcomes here, both of them being profitable. This 100% profit trade-up would have consisted of 5 Mac 10 Poplar Thickets from the Boreal collection. They were all field tested condition, with 9 of them at a 0.2 float, and 1 of them at a 0.199. Taking a look at the exact same trade-up now after the CS2 update, we can see we have the same 9 Mac 10 Poplar Thickets in field tested at a 0.2, and 1 Mac 10 Poplar Thicket in field tested at a 0.199. However, now the outcomes are both in field tested and not profitable compared to getting them in minimal wear if we previously did this trade up. Because of this, I would highly recommend staying away from trade ups at the current moment. They either need to change how these work back to previous, or I will be looking into some future trade-ups to find ones that are profitable with the new average float adjusted system. A majority of the videos on my channel were dedicated to showing you guys the most profitable and the easiest way to build up your balance with CS2 trade-ups, and because of this, I will be heavily looking into the new trade-up system and finding you guys the most profitable trade-ups that you can attempt after this update. The new trade-up system, however, will allow you to snipe some of those factory new condition floats on knives due to the way that they are set up in the game. Something like the Doppler finish is float capped to minimal wear and factory new only. Because of this, we could technically use 5 covert items even in field tested condition and still get a factory new Doppler. As we can see here, we can also swap out something in field tested and put a battle scarred item, and once again we can see the Doppler finish still is in factory new. One major thing that will affect the Steam market in 1 week's time, when people can sell the items they did pick up after that first day when the update was released, if you do have a covert item in StatTrack that trades up to a glove, I would highly recommend selling it on the Steam market right now if you can at the current prices. We can see here covert items in StatTrack that can trade up to a knife. We can see if we put 5 of these items, we do have knives that we can trade up to. However, if we take these items out and switch to a case that only has gloves, like the glove case, we can see no skins are found because you cannot trade up these items. However, the price on these items still did skyrocket, and a lot of people will lose money on these items when they are tradable in 7 days. I will be giving away this Huntsman knife Marble Fade in factory new condition when we hit 50,000 subscribers. All you need to do to enter this giveaway, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, and make sure your trade link or Steam ID are in the description of your YouTube channel. I will also be giving away 1 M41S Black Lotus in minimal wear condition when this video hits 350 likes. All you need to do to enter the giveaway, drop a like on the video, comment down below if you're buying skins right now at these low prices, or if you're panic selling some of the items that you do have. And if you want a chance at some more giveaways, join the Discord linked in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at today's video on the CS market and my personal opinion on the future for CS2 with these newest updates that have been released over the past few months. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss another video, as I do upload every 2 days. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.